Hey Finsters, Shubham here. Today let us discuss how to pass a variable by reference in Python. Now, before discussing anything else, we must discuss our problem statement. If you have a look at the following program, you'll find that we have an init function or an init constructor, which consists of a variable which holds the value Finster. Now, we pass this variable to the function change. Now change gets evaluated such that the variable gets changed from Finster to Python. That is, the string now should be Python instead of Finster. Now we return this value, that is Python, to the variable, and then we print the result, that is the variable. So the output that we expect is Python. However, is that the case? Let us have a look by executing the program. So this is the program that we had in our presentation. Now let's run this code, and you see that we are still getting Finster as our output. However, we expected Python to be our output. Now this clearly means that we have a call by value in this case instead of a call by reference. Now that brings us to the next phase of our discussion. Let's get back to the presentation. So now we will be discussing the fundamentals of call by value and call by reference quickly. So what is a call by value? In the call by value method, the value of an argument is copied into the parameter of the function. This means any changes made to the parameter inside the called function are not reflected in actual parameters of the caller function, because the variable inside the called function and the caller function refer to two different locations in the memory, as we had in our case in the previous program. Now let us quickly discuss what is call by reference. In call by reference, the address of the argument is passed to the called function. Thus, we are referencing to the address of the variable in this case, and any alterations made in the parameter inside the function are also reflected outside the function. Call by reference is supported by languages like Java. Now that brings us to the all-important discussion on call by object reference. Many of you might have come across the call by reference and call by value methods of function calling. But if you are a newbie in the world of Python, then probably the term call by object reference is new to you. Before we proceed further, here's a reminder for you. Everything is an object in Python. Python neither uses call by value nor call by reference. It uses call by object reference, or sometimes known as call by assignment. So what is a call by object reference? When a mutable object like a list is passed to a function in Python, it performs call by reference. Whereas when an immutable object like a number, string, or a tuple is passed to a function, it performs call by value. I hope you know the difference between a mutable object and an immutable object. Yet, just to remind you, a mutable object is an object whose elements can be changed, whereas an immutable object is an object whose elements cannot be changed. Examples of mutable objects are lists, sets, and dictionaries. And examples of immutable objects are numbers, strings, or tuples. Now that brings us to the end of our theory section, and let us quickly jump into the coding part. Now if you have a look at the program on the given screen, you'll find that we have a list by the name li. Then we have a string variable by the name name, which holds the value Finster. We also have couple of functions by the names refer and value. We pass the list li into the function refer. Inside the refer function, the value 5 is appended to the list. So now the list is supposed to hold the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And the function value receives the variable name, which holds the value Finster or the string Finster. Now inside the function value, we are trying to change or alter the string from Finster to Python. Now we return this string, so we expect the value to be Python. However, as I mentioned earlier, string is immutable. So can you guess what will be the output? So let's have a look at this and execute our program. And there we go. So as expected, the list holds the values 1, 2, 3 and 4 before being passed into the function refer. Then once the function receives the list, it appends the value 5 to the list. So now the list holds the values 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now when we return this list, we get the similar output, that is 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. The reason being list is mutable. So when we add or append the value 5 into the list, the changes are reflected outside the function refer. However, in case of the string, before passing the function, the string obviously holds the value Finster. Within the function, when we print the value of name, we get Python. However, when we come outside of the scope of the function, the value of the variable name is still Finster. That is, the value that the variable name holds is Finster outside the scope of the function value. So this makes it clear that string is an immutable object, hence it follows call by value in this case. I hope this example makes it clear for you that Python works on the concept of call by object reference, such that in case of mutable objects you get call by reference, whereas in case of immutable objects you get call by value. Now let us discuss our mission critical question: how to pass an immutable variable by reference in Python. This won't be an issue in the case of mutable objects, but in case of immutable objects we have to pull out a few tricks. So without further delay, let us discuss our first method. A simple workaround for passing an immutable variable like a string by reference is to accept the variable inside the function, make modifications on it, and then return the value. After returning the variable, we need to reassign the returned value from the function to the variable again, since it is outside the scope of the function. This might be a little confusing, so let us dive into the code and check how this works. Let me clear the screen for you. Now we are ready to go. Let us define a variable name that holds the string Shubham. Now let's print name before function would be name. Now let's pass the variable name to a function that we will be creating by the name change. So we are simply passing the variable name into the function change. Now let's print name after function call. Now let's define the function. Change now n equals Shayon. So what we are doing here is changing the value from name, the value of name from Shubham to Shayon. Now let's return the value of n, and we are pretty much done. Now let's check the output. And there we go. We have the solution there. So as you can see, the value of the variable name before being passed into the function is Shubham, while the value of name after being passed into the function is Shayon. Now let us discuss the second method of passing an immutable object like a string using the call by reference method in Python. Now the second method is a little hack to deal with a pass by reference of mutable objects. We can use Python dictionaries or lists to pass immutable values to the function. You might be wondering, how can this be done? Since Python dictionaries are mapping type objects and are mutable, you can define your immutable variables inside the dictionary and then pass them to the function. Now coming to lists, even though lists are not used for object mapping, however, you can still use them like dictionaries, because the items of a list can be accessed using their index, and lists are mutable. So we can use these properties of a list and pass the values into the function. Without further delay, let us jump into the code. In order to save some time, let me copy the code from our blog article. Do not worry, I'll be explaining the entire code to you. I'm just doing this to save some time. Let's clear the output screen. Okay, so we have couple of variables by the name and n. Name is a dictionary which has a key value pair by the name and Christian, and n is a list which has a value 4. Now as usual, we print the values before the function calls. Now we define couple of functions by the name func and foo. Inside the func function, we pass the dictionary name, and inside the foo function, we pass the list n. The function func gets access to the value of the variable name by using name as a key, and then it changes the value of name from Christian to Mayor. Similarly, the function foo accepts the value of the list, that is 4, and adds 1 to the value. This means that the value of the list is now 5 instead of 4. After that, we print the values after the function call and check the output. As per our expectations, the output of name after function call should be Mayor, and the value of number should be 5. So let us see if that works or not. And there we go. We have our solution. So it worked. Now let us move on to the last method. Now the last method is probably the most Pythonic way of resolving our issue. We are going to use the self keyword to solve our problem. The self keyword is used to access instance attributes. We can set attributes inside the init constructor and then change their value in instance methods. So what does that mean? Let me take you to this code. If you remember, this is the exact code that we used to define our problem statement in the beginning. However, there's a slight difference here. Let me copy the code. Let me clear the output screen. Okay. So as usual, we have our init constructor. We also have our variable var, which holds the value 10. Now we print the value before the function call. Then we make a function call using a function change. Change is a function that we defined. It accepts the value of the variable var and then adds 1 to it. However, change now has couple of arguments, self along with n. Therefore, we are assigning the value to the variable var using the self keyword, which now returns the modified value. So, as per our expectations, we should now get the value of variable as 11. So let's check if that's the case, and there we go. As you can see, we have the expected output. Now if you are wondering what's the difference between the method that we use now and the method that wasn't working in the beginning, then let me show that to you. We weren't accessing the variable using the keyword self. So this is what we were doing. Now let's run this. And as you can see, this doesn't work. So now I hope things are clear to you now. I guess that was enough for the day. Please subscribe our channel and stay tuned for more content. Goodbye for the day.